It was found in an office. Heavy metal, hand-cranked device with a large gear ratio that spins 3 metal discs. The discs rotate quickly after cranking, and there is a small brake on the side. The discs are not magnetic, and the base is cast in one piece and appears designed to be bolted firmly to a surface. Cranking wins a spring inside the box, allowing the discs to spin for more than a minute from a single turn. No serial number or label could be found. Any idea what this is? This is the motor from a gramophone or Victrola, the heart of an early mechanical record player. It uses a governor to regulate speed. As the 3 weights spin faster, centrifugal force pulls them outward, which moves the connecting rods and slightly disengages the drive gear to keep the turntable at a steady pace. A foot pedal override allows the user to temporarily hold the gear in place, preventing it from disengaging while starting or adjusting the motor. These clever mechanisms were a hallmark of early 20th century audio engineering, allowing consistent playback of records without electricity, and showcasing the precise interplay of mechanics and user control that made Victrolas both reliable and charming. It was found in an old homestead in northern Sweden. This is an antique cast-iron hand-cranked machine. Turning the crank rotates a horizontal plate. The text on the crank lever reads, 55 revolutions per minute. It seems to be missing a part and maybe from a later period, likely related to dairy or food processing, but the exact purpose is unknown. Any idea what this could have been used for? This is a butter churn, a device used to separate cream from milk and then turn it into butter. Fresh milk would first be poured into the churn, and by turning the handle or rotating paddles inside, the cream would gradually separate and thicken into butter, while the remaining liquid became buttermilk. Tools like this were common on farms in the 19th and early 20th centuries, allowing families to transform fresh milk into butter at home. It was found in southern Minnesota in a collection of unknown tools. This is a 12-inch long device made of brass, wood, and steel. It has painted wooden handles and a small hand crank. The frame is steel, while the main working parts are brass, including a U-shaped trough about 1 32nd inch thick, partially covered, ending in a quill-like tip. Turning the crank makes the tip oscillate back and forth, and the open tip could allow fluid to pass through. Guides around the tip limit its travel, and a movable band can adjust the pivot point. A spring on the handle-driven pivot, secured with a peened brass knurled nut, appears to control tension so the actuator doesn't slide. Any idea what this tool was used for? This is a tufting and embroidery tool, a handheld device used to push yarn or thread through a base fabric to create raised patterns or textured surfaces. By guiding the thread carefully, the user can make loops, knots, or intricate designs, whether for decorative embroidery or for creating tufted rugs and textiles. Tools like this were popular in traditional craft workshops and home studios, allowing artisans to combine precision and creativity, producing durable, visually rich textiles without the need for complex machinery. It was found in a storage area of a historic house museum where various tools and household items are kept. This particular item is made primarily of wood and features a horizontal rod that can be rotated by turning a hand crank attached to one end. Along the rod are several auxiliary posts, each with a series of holes, possibly for holding or guiding something. There are no labels, maker's marks, or other identifying features on the tool. Staff at the museum have tried to identify it for several days, but searches online and in reference books have yielded no matches. Judging by the style and the collection it came from, it likely dates from before the 1950s, and it seems to have been used for some form of manual processing or assembly work. Any ideas what this could have been used for? This is a manual sticker or label gumming machine, a hand-operated device used to moisten adhesive labels before applying them to jars, bottles, or cans. The operator would feed a sheet or roll of labels through the machine, turning a crank to apply a consistent layer of moisture so the labels would stick cleanly and evenly. Machines like this were common in early to mid-20th century bottling plants, small food shops, and pharmacies. helping workers save time and maintain neat professional labeling. It was found among old woodworking tools and appears to be a shop tool or a component of one. The main feature is an adjustable arm that is operated with a red crank. The device is roughly the size of a staple gun and is constructed mostly of steel. It has a rubber wheel attached which can be loosened, though it was found tightened so it could not spin. The tool seems designed to be mounted, possibly onto a drill press or similar equipment. Based on the other tools it was found with, it is likely at least 20 years old. Any ideas what this could have been used for? This is a vintage Craftsman miter saw clamp, a versatile accessory designed to hold workpieces firmly in place while making precise angled cuts. The clamp mounts onto the saw table or fence, allowing the user to adjust its position, secure the wood or material, and ensure it does not shift during cutting. By keeping the workpiece stable, it improves both accuracy and safety, whether cutting crown molding, picture frames, or other detailed joinery. It was found among a large collection of tools amassed over many years. The tool is a Craftsman with a spring mechanism visible when the top is unscrewed. The base contains multiple bits, and it rotates with a small hole that appears to release each bit when aligned. The exterior shows signs of frequent handling, and the overall construction is metal with some plastic components. The purpose of the spring and the rotating base with bit release is unclear. Any idea what this tool is used for? This is a vintage Craftsman push drill, also known as a dialabit drill, a hand-operated tool designed to quickly bore small holes in wood, metal, or soft materials. The user places the desired drill bit in the chuck, then pushes down on the spring-loaded handle while turning the tool, converting linear motion into rotational motion to drive the bit. The dialabit feature allowed for easy swapping and secure adjustment of different bit sizes. It was found in the basement of a multi-generational inherited house. Mechanical antique object with a hand crank roughly the size of a toolbox, heavy with no visible markings. Nails on the bottom indicate it was once affixed to a wooden surface. When the crank is turned, it produces noise, though the visible mechanics do not appear to move. Any idea what this could have been used for? This is a phonograph cylinder, one of the earliest commercial formats for recording and playing sound. These hollow wax cylinders have a helical groove engraved on the outside, which a stylus traces as the cylinder rotates to reproduce music or speech. Early versions used tin foil, but by the 1880s, wax cylinders became standard, holding around 2 minutes of audio, with later versions extending to 4 minutes. Cylinder phonographs allowed people to listen to recordings at home before flat disc records became dominant in the 1910s, and many of these historic cylinders are now preserved and digitized in archives for modern audiences. It was found in a hallway closet, a hand crank tool that adjusts the width of a pipe. It has a pin on a chain that fits through a hole, though its purpose is unclear. The disc is soft with a metal interior featuring holes around the edges. Weighs roughly 5 pounds or less. It cannot stand on its own and likely mounts to another surface. Any idea what this tool might be used for? This is a Master Fung sausage stuffer, a hand crank device used to fill sausage casings with ground meat. The user places the prepared meat into the cylinder, attaches a casing to the nozzle, and turns the crank to push the meat evenly into the casing. Tools like this were common in home kitchens and small-scale butcheries, allowing people to make fresh sausages with consistent texture and size. It was found in the road while walking. The object is a very large, hand-driven, corkscrew-like tool, made entirely of stainless steel. It has a long central shaft with a spiral end designed to penetrate or grip, and a large handle at the top for manual turning. The only marking on the item reads China, but there are no other numbers, logos, or identifying features. Any idea what this could be used for? This is a ground anchor for pets, a tool used to secure a dog in a yard when there is no fence. You screw the anchor into the ground and attach a leash or cable to it, allowing the pet some freedom to move while keeping them safely contained. Tools like this are simple but effective, providing a way for dogs to enjoy outdoor time without wandering off.